Hello, hello. My name is Drew Gauss, and for this week, I decided to go with the tortoise for the zoo. Let's start with my Trello page here. Just for the description, the tortoise is a land-dwelling reptile of the order Testudines. Tortoises look quite similar to turtles with a few differences. Because they do not need to be hydrodynamic, they typically have much more rounded or domed shell than turtles do. Their heads and legs can be withdrawn into the protection of their shells. Tortoises have heavily armored and clawed feet, affording perfect tools for digging and burrowing into the ground. And so I picked out a simple picture of a tortoise that I tried to mimic. I definitely don't have any animation skills or art skills, but I tried. Down, I left everything on there, rest, idle, all my pages. Left the video blank, of course, because I haven't done it yet and I'm doing it currently. Let's move on to the data document. Here's my data document of the tortoise. Oh, I need to change that tortoise. General aspect, here's student ID. But a description: tortoises have a high domed shell, their powerful limbs are equipped with claws on the ground which provide refuge from extreme heat. I gave an example video of the YouTube video here, a great video to watch about tortoises. Here's my picture with my source, and to go down for some of the details on here. I had to change it to reptile, of course, for being the turtle. I left the action as eat, is movable. Somewhat can be stackable when they're young, but I just left it false because tortoises are they only do that when they're really, really young. So stat count will stay to 0. Direction forward, move direction forward. Current anchor position to 4 is where I left. Float health. I maxed it out for being a turtle with such a long lifespan, and that's where I decided to put it. For float visible, they're pretty easy to notice. So I left it at a 1. Audible, I left it at a 0 because you still can hear them when they're moving, but of course they move pretty slow, and so they can be pretty quiet. Escapable, I put it all the way down to -1 because, of course, it's a slow-moving reptile. The temperature, I decided to raise it up to 85. It can vary depending on certain tortoises and subspecies, but 85 because I typically like it warmer. For the float mass, I decided to go with a 400. For the full-grown turtles, they can get pretty heavy, and so I left it up there. For float influence, I left it at 1. Toughness, because of their hard shells and the durability of them, I maxed it out at 100. Strength, played around with a couple options here, but I left with 50 because they can be very strong, but of course they're slow moving, so I put it at 50. I put it halfway. Action points, because of how slow they are, I left it all the way down to 1. It's the worst, can't move. I left some more further descriptions down here of the tortoises and added some more background narrative about them and their family and some of the subspecies about them, of course. And the theme for them, I put, slow, hard, humble, but serene. Here's some more pictures of a couple different kinds. And let's move on to my Unity. Here it is. You can see my little turtle down there. And of course, when you play, he moves. And my guy, he loves to go over here and hang on the rock and rest. Not too sure why. I haven't looked too much into it. To move into him, there's my detectors. Let's get a little close and let's check out some animations. First off, for idle, if I play idle, there you go. All he does is wags his tail. Next, well, let's just go to activate. So for activate, for moving, I just put as he's walking. So I just moved his legs or some simple animation. For death, I tried to go with like a little turtle theme from old games and stuff. So he'll pop up and then flip over. Eating, I left it pretty simple for a turtle. All it really does is go down and eat some food. So just did dipping down. For rest, turtles like to sleep in their shells, of course, or anything. So all I did was made him move all of his stuff inside. Boom. Very simple for turtle. All right, and detectors, we go back up. I left them pretty much the same as the flamingo because it's very similar. So I left like all the stuff in the front for hearing, and then only smelling where he's up close, and for sounds in the back. And for everything else for him, I matched it up to the document, of course, here. Matched up all my settings and everything matched up with my document. And of course add my animator to him and everything. And that's my tortoise. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.